welcome to our latest Live Motocross podcast as we talk all things moto with superstar Justin Barcia. Firstly, before we welcome Justin, thank you everyone for listening and supporting the site. We really appreciate it. Obviously, thank you to our partners in 24MX, Dirt Store, Fuchs Silkaline and Dragon Energy for all their incredible support, as without them, none of this would be possible. All right, welcome Justin. How's life and thanks for joining us, mate.
Oh, no problem. Stoked to be on the show. Yeah, all good. Just heading to Vegas right now, doing a little drive from California after a week of training. So get the last race, and it'll be should be fun.
Oh, it's busy times, mate, but I guess to crack off the show, we'll announce you'll be racing the 2024 Weston Beach Race. Obviously, Gareth, the RHL Activities crew have sort of been working away in the backgrounds with you there, mate. So you're ready for the challenge ahead. It's obviously going to be pretty brutal, but very exciting times, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's cool working with Gareth. We've talked a lot about it, and it's definitely just going to be something fun for me to do. The biggest thing is there's going to be a ton of fans there. I'm really looking forward to seeing all my British fans. It's always fun to be around any race, but obviously the Weston Beach Race, I've always seen it and always wanted to be at the event. So for me, it'll be cool just to go there, have some fun, zero expectations, not going for any results or anything like that. Just going to borrow a bike and bring my gear and have some fun with the guys. So I definitely am really excited to see everybody and have a good time.
Yeah, it's really cool, mate. Obviously, you're one of the riders that really loves anything bicycles, bike, racing. You'd have a crack at anything, mate. So I guess this is sort of leading up to the future, and we might be seeing you doing more of these types of events, mate. So this might be the first of many of these sort of unique things for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely the plan. I've always, obviously, like you said, I love doing any kind of crazy event. So bicycles and obviously off-road stuff, dirt bikes. And obviously, usually I don't get to do a lot of this fun stuff, but luckily, my wife's from the UK, so it'll be cool for us to get over there, see the family, and obviously experience the beach race and see what the future is going to hold after my career in the USA. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I've been watching some videos already, looking at photos and stuff. And obviously I love sand racing in general. Obviously in America, we don't have many sand tracks anymore, but obviously Weston will be absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great time. And like I said, see a lot of fans and just enjoy it.
No, it looks like it'll be a blast, mate. You'll enjoy it. And obviously you love spending time in the UK, like you were saying, with the family. It's always a good vibe for you, I'm sure, going back there. What are sort of the key things that you enjoy about going back to the UK as well, mate? And obviously being with the family as well, obviously the youngsters and all that. They'll definitely be inspired by you to maybe jump on a bike, seeing you at the Western Beach Race and all that, mate. So just tell us a little about why you love the UK and why it's so exciting, I guess, coming back, one, and racing too.
Yeah, definitely. Coming to the UK for me is a place where I can, shut off after a long season. Obviously, it's been a bit of challenging season this year. Missed a few motocross races from injuries and stuff like that, and then came back a few weeks ago. Had a little bobble. And was lucky to race last weekend in Texas. So after a challenging season, I love to come to the UK, shut off. It's peaceful, good food. And obviously I have a lot of friends and family, so it's just nice to kind of shut off, regroup, and then starting in November is when we start training again. So yeah, like I said, just kind of shut off. Obviously I'll get to ride a dirt bike for fun. To be honest, I haven't really got to ride a dirt bike for fun. Like no expectations or anything like that in a long time. So I feel like this will be a good opportunity for me to do that and just enjoy riding a dirt bike.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I remember that GASGAS video you did with BAM TV in Italy. So a bit of those vibes coming back. Are you going to bring back the BAM TV and all that kind of thing for this one too?
I'd love to. The guy who filmed all my stuff for me, the BAM TV stuff, he's joined some F1 things. So unfortunately, I don't really have a filmer at the moment. So I need to put that together at some point so we can do some fun videos.
Yeah, mate, it'd be exciting. Obviously, the fans loved it. And it's just really cool to see you doing your thing and having fun with it. So we hopefully look forward to seeing that in the future. And obviously, what does your program look like? Obviously, heading into Western. Obviously, you're racing Vegas this weekend. You're going to go to the Nations as well, mate. Check out Team USA and some of your mates there, especially AP. Pretty amazing race. It's going to be awesome to see. Obviously, they've had a bit of turmoil, USA, with all the things going on, mate. But what's the sort of program look like for you?
Yeah. Like I said, after this last race in Vegas, it's pretty much full shut off up until November. Dirt bike wise, just kind of regroup, get healthy, and then we start our full on training and testing and things like that. So, but coming to the UK, like I said, it's kind of shut off. Obviously there is a lot of things going on over there while I'm over there, which is really cool. Obviously Weston, Motocross of Nations, and also there's a bicycle race over in Europe. So I might pop over to that, check it out. But yeah, we'll see Motocross Nations. Like you said, it's really crazy right now. There's like a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure there'll be even more changes here the next few weeks. Who knows? But yeah, I might pop over that, check it out. It's I always find it a little bit challenging going to a race and watching and not being able to compete and be competitive. But I do have a lot of friends going there, and I'd love to go there and support them. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can pop over for that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on. So we'll see. I definitely will keep busy while I'm over in the UK doing stuff. We have a house actually over there as well right now, so we're doing some stuff with that. So there's always, no matter what, there's always something to do while I'm over there.
No, mate, absolutely. It's exciting times ahead. You really enjoy it. You can tell that, you're a big fan of everything you do over there. And I guess looking at the SMX, how have you found it? Obviously, there's been a lot of questions about the tracks, especially last week, and that was so brutal. How are you sort of personally? Are you a big fan of it? Is the season sort of dragging out for a lot of these guys? Obviously, you've had a brutal season, mate, for you with injuries. It just hasn't quite fallen into place. But how are these SMX sort of situations been for you, mate? Hopefully you make some good cash to finish the season as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal, to obviously to make a little cash in these MX or SMX races. It's like you just elaborated on. It's been a challenging season for me. Missed some races, came back and struggled a little bit. Just it's hard to get back into that flow and competitiveness when everyone's been going. But yeah, for me, it's good that these SMX races are still here, because if it wasn't, I probably obviously would have been done after outdoors and would have just had to regroup for next season. So in all, for me, I don't really have any expectations. It's pretty much just going out there and putting in the best result I can, have some fun with it, and then yeah, going into next year, a lot of big changes for me. I'm moving down to Claremont, Florida. I'm going to be training Alden and the guys down there, so like AP and all those guys are down there, so I think that's going to be really good for me and a lot of fun. And yeah, pretty much just like I said, this last race in Vegas, it's pretty much just going out there trying to have some fun. The tracks have yeah, definitely been it's really hard for us, I would say, because it's like you're in between Supercross and motocross, so the suspension's really challenging, and then you're gearing and things like that, and then the track conditions, being like I said, Supercross jumps, and then square edge and potholes and things like that, so you have to try to adapt to it in a short amount of time. So yeah, I think it's really challenging, but luckily everyone has to deal with that, and you just get on with it and do your best.
Yeah, mate. How is the body physically? And I guess mentally you're ready to go, but physically it's been a tough one. Obviously, you've had some good results, highs and lows, due to the injuries. But yeah, some of the good stuff's been really good in Supercross and outdoors, mate. But just how are you feeling? How are the knees feeling? Obviously, it must be pretty demanding on you sort of mentally as well, going through all the therapy, the doctors, the treatments, just constantly sort of having setbacks. But how are you physically, mate?
Yeah, it's been it's like I said, it's been a challenging one, to say the least. It was like I was Supercross. I had a podium in the beginning of the season. Then I struggled a little bit with bike setup, and then towards the end of the season we got better. Then motocross was starting good, and then had a knee injury, and then had a hamstring injury. So I did a few races injured, and then finally we had to pull the plug and say, all right, we need to try to get healthy. So yeah, I did everything I could, and then obviously I came back and came back in Charlotte, and then on Friday practice I caught a tough block, went down and banged myself up again. So all in all, like health wise, I would say injury wise I'm healthy. I'm just really beat up, and the body really just kind of needs a break after this season. So like going out there this weekend racing, yeah, I'm healthy to my body's fine. It's just beat up, banged up, and it really just needs the time after the season to regroup and things like that. But I've been riding during the week. The bike's feeling good, and the body's not too bad. Just banged up, not able to do everything I want to do. But all in all, for all the tough times this year, I've still had a good time with the team, and the races, obviously they've been packed this year, a lot of fans and stuff, so that's always good to have that at the races. And yeah, but I'm definitely looking for to shut off after the season, have the beach race, do some fun stuff, and just completely shut off and get the body fully healthy.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Yeah, we may as well touch on the fans as well. They love you. You've got a really cool following, obviously, all across the globe from all you've done, mate. So just, yeah, I guess tell them, how cool has it been seeing the fans? How has the fan attendance been for you at the SMX compared to the usual races that we do? And yeah, giving you good vibes. They stick by you, mate. Obviously, you're a man that comes in for a lot of criticism, but, we love the way you race and people respect you for that. So once you put the helmet on, that's, you got to be in that gaming mode, don't you, mate? So how about the fans? How have they been for you, mate? You just keep loving it, and it's probably a reason that keeps driving you in many ways too.
Absolutely, yeah. It's that's why we do it. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons why we do it, but the fans are always awesome. And for me, like obviously, when I miss some races and I come back, it's really cool to still have that good following and still have a ton of fans lining up in the pits to get autographs and things like that. So and I like to, I feel like I'm really good with the fans, and I really appreciate my fans because that's what it's all about. That's what's getting us going racing and selling bikes and things like that. So for me, the SMX races have been packed. There's been a ton of fans, and I think this year throughout all the races, it's been really really just busy. Like it seems healthy, the sport, and a ton of fans coming, and that's yeah, it's been great. I can't say anything bad about it. I think here in Vegas this weekend. So sorry, my kid's squealing way back here in the car on the drive to Vegas. He's chirping in. He wants to get on this interview. But no, like I said, being back in Vegas, I think it'll be good this week, and I think there'll be a ton of fans, and it'll be good. We haven't raced here in quite a few years, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, mate, we look forward to it, and obviously look forward to getting you back to full health, like we were just saying, because obviously it must be frustrating for you not being able to ride to your full potential because you got race winning podium speed week in, week out. So I guess you deserve huge credit for battling on through the pain barrier, mate, because it must be brutal. You're doing a bit of a hurlings at the moment, mate, just charging on when you're completely undercooked. So I guess it sort of, gives you a bit of mental sort of strength, and it's impressive what you guys go through, isn't it, mate? Because I guess the average fan doesn't really understand just how brutal the sport is and just what you guys are going through because you don't always let on, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Jeffrey's been getting on with it good. It seems like he's getting back to his form pretty well. Obviously, he's been beat up a lot, and I feel, yeah, he's been putting in good results. It's actually really, really impressive knowing just because I've been dealing with similar things and trying to get back to it. But it is challenging. It's like you want to, mentally you think you should be, mentally you should be up in the front battling with the guys you've battled with before before when you were healthy, and then you come back and you're not in that position and your body's struggling with it. So yeah, that's mentally, I would say that's the most challenging thing. Obviously physically you're just beating the body up, which sucks, but like I said, we're going to get this break after the season and just be able to shut off and regroup fully and do a fun race and do the things you want to do, and you're able to be away from the races and then kind of fall in love with just riding dirt bikes again. But yeah, I would say battling through injuries is challenging. This has definitely been one of the toughest seasons for me, but luckily I have a good crew and a good sport team, and we're able to get through it and keep charging, and we don't ever give up. That's throughout my career we've always had ups and highs and lows, and we always fight back and get through it.
Yeah, mate. Well said. It's a brutal life of motocross, and it's really good that you approach. Obviously, you extract the positives, mate, and end the season on a high. That's what you want to do. And I guess you're a man that doesn't mind doing a bit of bike changing. And how's that all been for you, mate? Obviously, the team, you put them through their paces, but you know what you want. Obviously, you're so experienced on all levels of racing, mate. So obviously, how adaptable are you to the the Supercross change, and how's it been in Supercross and motocross, just getting what you want, getting comfortable on the bike? Because you've done quite a few changes with you and the team. And I guess, is there an option one day would you like to test in the future with all your inside experience, knowledge, high level feedback, this kind of thing? Does that interest you as well?
Yeah, we'll see for sure. I've always felt like I've been a pretty good tester and always been really good at, finding what I want. And also like, it seems like with some stuff that I, choose, it usually compares to what other guys want as well. So, that's, something that I could see maybe doing one day, but, it's been good. I think to have, Sexton, he, came on board on KTM, and all our bikes are pretty similar. So that's been good to have a high level rider and, fighting for championships come aboard and pick apart the bike a bit. And then that transfers into, us getting better parts and different things like that. So that's been, good for all of us. We have Josh Hansen, who is on the Husky team. He does some testing. So it's really good. Like, I do testing on the GASGAS side, Hansen and Stewart and all those guys do testing on that side. And then you have the KTM guys, AP and Aaron, doing testing. So all in all, like with all of us doing all this testing, and we're always developing the bike and getting it better. So I think Supercross, obviously we all struggled a little bit, but got it really good. And then outdoors, it's transferred really well, and it's been good. We'll throw in the SMX stuff, which is obviously crazy tracks. Like I said, the Supercross, the motocross. So you have to kind of figure it out. I would say it's definitely really challenging, but all in all, I think we have a really good balanced bike right now, and it's adapted to it really good.
Yeah, mate, it's a really good key string to have to your bow, that kind of thing, just to keep yourself riding and racing in some capacity, because that's what you love, isn't it, mate? So I guess looking forward to the rest of your career at the elite level. Obviously, you probably want to go for a few more years. You're definitely not done yet, mate. You've got plenty more left in the tank, don't you? So just, I guess, tell us about your secret for longevity. And I guess you're just driven by passion and fueled by desire to keep winning and coming back for more, improving yourself, mate, because you definitely still got it.
No, exactly. It's this sport's awesome. You know, like I said, the fans are great. I've been on a lot of different teams throughout my career, and I wouldn't still be racing if I didn't love the sport. Love dirt bikes in general. So yeah, I'm still loving racing. I have one more year on my contract for next year, and like I said, a lot of big changes going into next year. So I'm really excited for that. And obviously after next year, obviously my goal is to compete for the championship, go after it, have a really good off season, and then try to do another year or two. But yeah, taking care of your body, I think that's obviously the biggest thing. And now this year, like I said, I've had a lot of injuries and setbacks, but I'm able to, throughout my career, you learn and go through these things, and you're able to figure out, how to get your body better quicker. Recovery is huge. Like we do over 32 races a year, traveling, on a plane every weekend. So you just figure out, your sleep, your routine, your eating and training and taking care of the body. So it's definitely a juggling act to figure out what to do, but I feel like my experience has got me to this point in my career, and obviously I'm still learning and trying to better myself. And like I said, going to train with Alden next year and those guys, I think that's another step that should take my career even going, my longevity and going further in my career even more. So I'm really looking forward to all that and next year and hopefully another year or two after.
Yeah, mate, it's really cool. Obviously, you still love the suffering, the sacrifice, and there's plenty more years left in you, mate. I guess has it given you a bit of a new lease on life with the family, having them around you, and just sort of keeping it fun and keeping the vibes really high on the weekends? Because sometimes you do things by yourself at the races, it can get pretty heavy. So I guess that's a really nice bonus to have as well, having their support to lean on, and if you have any problems, you can have those really close knit people to talk to.
Definitely. No, I would say having a family now at the races is it takes the pressure away a little, and you're more focused on, not more focused on your kid, but it just, takes you away from the racing aspect sometimes, and you're able to relax and shut off a little and have another boy on the way, which is really cool. So he's due in the middle of February in the season. So that'll be really cool. And but it's nice, like a good friend of mine, Aaron Plessinger, he's got kids at the races. We got Tomax, got kid at the races, Webb, Roxon. So all of us now have kids at the races, which it's really cool. Like we're all parked in our motorhomes in the paddock, and we have stuff set up from the play and have fun. And I think we can shut off from racing when we're, not on the bike. And then as soon as we put our helmets on, we go into that race mode. And it's cool that we've all progressed in our career and we can do that now and get along off the track. But as soon as we go on the track, we're able to flip the switch and get back into race mode. So I find that to be really cool to just have your family there, and it makes it like when you were when we were a kid racing, you're with your parents doing it, and it's the same thing now, just opposite. And yeah, so it's pretty damn cool.
No, absolutely well said. Congratulations on the new one coming as well. It gives you a lot of balance
Thanks.
and stability, I guess. And I guess, will the kids get into bikes, mate? Is that a plan of yours, or are you sort of going to go down the more sort of soccer, golf, sort of less contact sports style route? What do you think?
Yeah, I hope we got a football player on our hands, or a doctor, or something maybe other than a dirt bike racer. But again, my boy's growing up around the races right now, so he loves being at the track, seeing the dirt bikes, and if that's what he chooses to do, so be it. We'll give him every opportunity he has. But yeah, we'll see. We'll let him try all sports and see what he likes. Maybe he'll be a book nerd. I don't know. Only time will tell, really. So yeah, there's a lot of options for the boy, but yeah, maybe not dirt bikes, or maybe dirt bikes. We'll see.
Yeah, mate, you never know how it's going to play out, but it'll be pretty cool having you at
Exactly.
the end to sort of learn and, gain all your knowledge as well, mate. Obviously wanted to ask about the gear. Obviously you love the gear. The designs are pretty cool with Troy, and obviously there's some pretty cool collabs that he does, and obviously you do as well, mate. Have you got some cool plans in the works? Not just for the SMX finale, but for the future as well, because you're going to be remaining in that gear from obviously all reports, mate. So it's pretty cool, obviously, you do that stuff, because it does sort of, especially with the outside industry sponsors your team can bring in, it sort of bridges
Yep.
gap between the mainstream and moto. So yeah, it's huge room for growth in the sport, and doing what you do definitely adds to it. And having blokes like you and AP being themselves and just showing their true characters whenever possible, mate, within reason. But yeah, it's really fun and it sort of elevates the level. So just talk about that, and obviously as well the gear design. You must love that as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's an absolute pleasure working with Troy Lee. It's we've done a lot of cool stuff. I've been able to do some custom gear throughout my career with them. Obviously, I'm into big bright colors, and obviously with Troy's design, so we've done some really cool pink gear this year. We've done Spider-Man stuff. We did the Ghostbusters in Supercross this year, which that was absolutely epic. We went to the studio and drove the car, and I drove the car in open ceremonies, the Ghostbuster cars. So that was really cool. And actually, like I said, driving to Vegas right now. I'm going out there early for Troy Lee. We're actually doing some Venom gear this weekend, so that's really cool. That'll be a lot of fun. So I would say my style and Troy's designs and stuff really go together like two piece in a pod. It's really fun. Honestly, I enjoy it a lot. The gear is really good, and obviously the designs. When I think I like people say sometimes look good, feel good, and I really do believe that. So it's cool to work with Troy. He's got his imagination, and his designs are incredible. So they're never let me down on that side. And yeah, it's badass what Troy does with the designs, and I'm really proud to wear such cool stuff at the races, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. I think everyone's going to be really stoked on what the gear looks like, and actually we're doing the bike different as well. So I think all together we'll put it all together, and it'll look sick.
Oh, mate, look forward to seeing. Obviously, my wife's a fashion designer, so she sort of
Oh,
dips
nice.
into and just sort of like seeing what's going on there, mate. So it's cool to see what you're doing and just bringing some different things to the table because, like you said, it is always cool for the fans. It's a nice little subplot to follow each weekend, obviously, mate. And I guess, how is it working under the team awning? It's a really cool fit for you, this team, mate. Obviously, you're pretty settled in there now and the environment's good. So it's always a joy to sort of head to the races and work with a crew that you know well and know that they have the knowledge and expertise and skills to get you through any weekend, mate. Obviously, in combination with your input, mate. So you always look forward to going racing with the crew. Always obviously keep the banter high and just keep the positivity as high as possible, especially at SMX and when the weather's pretty warm and gnarly, mate, like it's going to be as well this weekend, but not as bad as last week.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's good. I've been, like you said, I've been with this team for quite a few years now. It's been absolutely awesome. Pretty much we have the same crew throughout the years. So it's nice, like I said, I missed quite a few races this year, and it was a bummer, and I was excited to get back to the races and get back to the program. I slipped right into the program really well. So it's nice when you can just show up, have some good banter, have some fun, and enjoy the races. There's not, like I know, and the team knows right now that I'm not anywhere near where I want to be at the end of the season with the challenges that we've had, but we can still enjoy it. We can still have fun, and we can, go out there and do the best we can. And everyone knows we all put 100% in, and we're going to enjoy it no matter what. But it's definitely, it's nice to have the same team, and we're just, the vibe is good. There's no, added pressure like we going in this weekend. Last weekend, obviously, first moto, I had a pretty decent moto. Second moto, it was brutal. I struggled a lot, and just being out from racing and not having that race pace, it was super challenging. But the guys, on the pit board, my mechanic and stuff, they knew I always give 100%. So they weren't putting anything crazy like go faster, go harder, try harder, nothing like that. They don't know me so well now that we all can kind of feed off each other and know what we have going on. So yeah, I would say this weekend it won't be as quite as hot. So hopefully I'll be able to have two solid motos and just go out there and enjoy it and have fun in Vegas and enjoy the last race and move on to next season.
Yeah, mate, it'd be really awesome to see. Obviously, you're like the lone 450 guy in that team. How was it having Prado under the awning for those few Supercross rounds at the start of the year? Obviously, he's an amazing rider, and he seemed to fit quite well into the team, Troy and all that. So I guess he's coming there next year full time, expected to be on the Kawasaki, mate. So how was he for you? He's obviously a super great rider like yourself and a great attitude like yourself, always striving to be better, sort of that never settle approach. So how was that for you, just quickly?
Yeah, it was cool to have him over here racing. It was just obviously really different for him. Obviously, he never raced Supercross, so it was I would say probably really challenging for him. But also, he ended up getting a heat race win in that one weekend, which was really good and really impressive. So I'd say for him, next year, obviously, I think he's joining a different team, so that'll be cool for him. And I'd say, all in all, like obviously, I'm usually the lone rider under the tent, which I have the experience to handle that, which is fine. But it was cool to have a teammate with some more pressure and someone to kind of push you along, even though he wasn't a full-time supercross racer yet, but what we all saw is he rode really good, and was able to put it on and get, like I said, get that heat race win, which that's a step in the right direction. So that was fun.
Yeah, mate, looked cool. And obviously for your future, obviously you're locked in for the next couple of years from what you want to do, obviously staying in the States. But is there any interest, obviously, with you spending a lot of time on each side, mate, in Europe as well as America? Do you want to race any MXGP one day? And it's pretty cool, I guess, in some ways with these new series like the WSX, obviously Australian Supercross here, UK Arena Cross. The door's open to really have a long career and manage it how you want to do it, like Brayton and Wilson, Hill, these types of guys have done, mate. So any of that sort of stuff excite you into the future just to keep you racing and then just doing your own program, what fit and chooses you?
Absolutely. It's funny you bring that up, but definitely, like I said, have a contract for next year. And then after that, obviously I would like to do another year or two in the US. And then my goal would be to do, like you said, just some random races. I think the UK stuff really excites me because that's where I want to live and that's where I want to be. So I hope to be able to put together a little program, do some of the motocross races, do some of the arena cross, just bounce around. Maybe I'll be able to pop into an MXGP or two, pop into the US. It just all depends on, what teams and things like that I end up on. But I think right now where I'm at in my career and being with Trolley Designs, that kind of suits well for the future, obviously, just to move into doing some different stuff and doing a lot of different races. And I do a lot of bicycle stuff as well. I have some good relationships with Cannondale and SRAM and Zip Wheels and stuff like that. So I could see myself bouncing around and doing some bicycle racing. I mean, the future definitely holds a lot of opportunities. I would say I'm not going to be any less busy than I am now with training and racing and doing fun stuff. I would say I'll just be able to do a lot more rounded things and do the races I want to do and see a lot more fans around the world and do things like that. So yeah, all in all, I would say there's a lot of opportunities after the US racing. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully some cool racing in the UK though. I think that would be nice to, be able to drive to races, not have to fly away every weekend and do things like that and be able to bring the family and stuff. So yeah, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, mate, sounds like you're well set in that framework you've got. It's really cool. And obviously, just talk a little bit about your passion for bicycles. A couple more questions for you, mate, and all those personal
Yeah.
sponsors. They must love what you do as well. And it'd be pretty cool to get into some more Red Bull stuff to really obviously promote them and promote yourself because, you do some really cool stuff. So it just helps them spread the word. And yeah, interesting. Obviously, you're open to racing things. I remember you talking to Gypsy. You were talking about obviously not just sand racing, but Erzberg. You're kind of open to anything, mate. And in Australia here, Jack Miller, the MotoGP star, actually raced
Yep.
the Pro MX round a few months ago, which was just wild. But yeah, that's pretty cool to see. And guys like yourself obviously do that one, obviously show your fitness and your talent and your skill, but get out of your comfort zone too, mate. So impressive.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The competitive nature for us. We always want to test ourselves and see what we can do. And as a kid, that's how I always was. I always wanted to be on bicycles and on dirt bikes. Anything, honestly, anything with wheels excites me. Even street bikes and flat. Like when I was a kid, I did a little flat track and I did some ice racing. Like that was really fun for me. So I feel like the future, I'd love to do a whole bunch of different racing. But like I said, my passion is some bicycle stuff. Like I've always been really cool, like into the bicycles. I've had a relationship with the Cannondale, SRAM, and Zip for a long time now. So I'm really looking forward to, doing some fun gravel races and just all kinds of different stuff. I think that'll be really cool. And it's just exciting for me. I have a lot of opportunities when I'm done racing supercross and motocross to move into bicycle stuff. And obviously I think the dirt bike stuff though, that's where that's my bread and butter. That's where I want to do and want to be at. So I think like I said, racing in the UK will be really cool, and then popping around and doing random different types of racing. And this is just a step this year doing the beach race. I mean, it's already like things I want to do in the future. So to be able to have some time to go to the beach race and experience it and see what my future is going to hold is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And obviously, one more before we let you go. Obviously, give you a chance to shout out to anyone you want to have a sort of mention to. And obviously, just, yeah, lastly, final words on the beach race, mate. Tell the fans, obviously, what can they expect and just how exciting it's going to be for you and everyone. And yeah, it's looking like a really cool event. Obviously, 41st year this year of the event. So yeah, Gareth and the crew are doing a lot of hard work. Like yourself, mate, you're ready to be primed for action. So yeah, any final thoughts on that and just anything you'd like to mention as well?
Yeah, I can't thank Gareth and the crew enough for getting me out to the UK to be able to do the Weston Beach Race. It's an absolute honor. I think, the fans, what they can expect is a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see how my style suits the sand racing. Like I said, growing up, I rode a lot of sand. I always loved sand races. I raced Motocross Nations at Lommel, did really well there. So, and just to be able to go and have fun, no pressure, don't really even have to get crazy, go racing. I'm pretty much just going out there to have fun. No expectation is absolutely great. So to be there for the fans, that's what it's all about. The race is going to be sick, and I'm just excited to see what it's like. I know it's, I feel like I'm expecting it to be not that gnarly, but watching videos and seeing it all, it's absolutely crazy. And the guys that go out there and race it, it's so impressive. So yeah, just looking forward to that. And I can't thank my crew for letting me go over to the UK and have some fun and shut off before we get back to training and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm absolutely stoked to be coming over, see the fans, and do a little sand racing.
Oh, mate, it's awesome. It'll be a good little sort of refresh and recalibrate ahead of 2025. And obviously, thank you very much again for taking the time to join us on this podcast. Obviously, to talk all things moto, Weston Beach Race. And before we let you go, I'd obviously like to thank our partners in 24MX, Dirt Store, Fuchs Silkaline, and Dragon Energy for all their incredible support. As without them, none of this would be possible. All right, that's been Justin Barcia. All the best for this weekend and all the best for Weston. What your future holds, mate. And we'll be in touch soon, no doubt.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. A lot of fun being on the show. Looking forward to the Weston race. See all the fans there.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.